welcome back to another video. Our fields are lamb planed, nice and level, and no dust bowl. That pivot, it's making its way to this area of the field right now, and we just finished spraying on fertilizer, which that's what we were waiting on. Fertilizer is on here. Well, it's almost done. He still needs to do a little bit more, but I can go ahead and crank up this pivot, which this pivot has been watering this wheat on this side right here. And once it makes its way this way, we're going to start watering this whole section of this field and start listing up some beds. So I'm going to walk along it because I want to make sure that all this fertilizer gets watered into the ground. Since we don't necessarily get rain out here, we irrigate everything, and everything has to be irrigated into the ground and irrigated to do really any type of work to the ground. So I just want to make sure that every single nozzle on this pivot is open, which I got my rain suit on so I don't actually get drenched. These things are very handy. I absolutely love them. They're great for how much pivot work we do. But I want to make sure that it's watering good, and for listing up beds, I for sure don't want any dry spots in the field, because I don't want any future blowing. So this field actually looks really good. It's far enough along, starting to head out. Some of them are getting close. You can tell that one there. So here, next couple of days, we're gonna start swathing this wheat. That's another reason we're taking the water off the wheat, watering that side. At the same time, we'll start swathing it. Wheat definitely doesn't look as good this year as it does some previous years. I don't know. Everyone's wheat is different. We actually didn't fertilize our wheat. Normally we do. Another farmer fertilized their wheat, and their wheat almost looks about the same as ours. So I don't know. I think it's a type of year. Maybe it's a type of seed. I don't know. It's not looking as thick and as tall as it normally is. But it'll still make quite a few bales. We'll know more whenever we actually get into the field and start swathing. But for now, let's make sure all these nozzles are open. I can already tell you that that first one right there is closed, which for how much it's spraying, that one's always fun. But I guess let's get to it. And the first pivot is done. Now on to the next one. All right. My cousin had somewhere to be. He was the one spraying fertilizer, so I'm gonna end up finishing this for him. Not too many acres left, but a few more. We'll go ahead and knock it out. Man, I have not sprayed in many years, but luckily my cousin dumbed it down for me, and it kind of comes back, but so far pretty good. Plus, not to mention, it's a decently easy job because you don't have to mix in chemicals or anything. Go about 17 miles an hour, 5 gallons an acre. So covering pretty good ground. I don't have to fill up very often, so that's a plus. And it's only fertilizer, so I don't really have to worry about drift or damaging our weed or anything. So it's fairly easy. Done with this field, and then we gotta head to the next one. Time to unfold, and at the same time I gotta change my field view, and I gotta also change all my tracks in here. Where am I? I'm right there. Oh, there it is. It's down there for some reason. Make active, confirm. Yes, I'm right there. Circle number 4 is this one. Zoom work. Should be good to go. Sure is a pretty evening though. And done with this field. Now the next field is going to be quite a few miles to the east of me. So I mean, all the fertilizer that we have for all of our fields, it's all in a double cone on that side of this field. So I'm gonna have to fill up whatever's left in those double cones, put the rest in here. My cousin grabbed 1,000 gallons and brought it over there already because he knew I was gonna need it. So I can do about 200 acres with one fill up. And over there I got another 240 acres to do. So I'll have plenty enough fertilizer, a little bit left over yet too. So I'm gonna fill up whatever's left here, bring that with over there. Whenever I get close to done, and I'll fill up whatever I need to finish it. Slight hiccup. I finished this field. It's the last, well, actually no, not the last field. Well, it's the last field, but the first field that I did whenever I came over here, I only did 60 acres. That way my brother could turn on the pivot. And so I need to go spray 60 more acres over there. But this field is done, and he was turning this pivot on, so there's one gooseneck right there that's broken, spraying out water, and the one all the way at the end, same thing. So I just parked the sprayer right here. We have a ladder in the barn, but I don't think it's tall enough to reach this pipe. It's very tall enough to reach the truss rod along the side of the pivot. So we figured it's pretty easy doing it this way. We can stand on there, replace it, call it good. It can never truly be an easy evening, especially when you're rushing and you're working late. It feels like the more you do things late at night, the more issues you find. I feel like you find more issues at night than throughout the day. All right, and then we're done for the day. A bit of a late one, but I already rinsed my tank. Now I'm just gonna drain that one real quick. Get the last little bit of water that was in there, get that out of there. And then now maybe a couple days of watering, and then we'll start listing up some beds. And then we'll have nice rows ready for peanuts. No more blowing, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. But as for this video, as always, I do appreciate y'all for watching. I'll see y'all guys in the next one.